Every 4 years, we have to pick a president of the United States. And when you have a sitting president, you have some idea of what his foreign policy credentials are. You've seen him in action. You decide whether he was a good commander-in-chief. However, when you have a challenger with a business background and no military experience as well, he's got to prove himself to the American people and demonstrate that he's ready for that responsibility. Can he handle that 3 o'clock phone call, as Hillary Clinton so eloquently stated it 4 years ago in the last election? Well, Mitt Romney got his big chance today. It was his big foreign policy speech, the same way Barack Obama had his foreign policy speech 4 years ago. Well, he had his hair slicked back. He's standing in front of the flags. He looked very presidential. However, in typical Mitt Romney fashion, he flip-flopped all over the place. Now, why do I say flip-flop? Well, just look back at the Boca Raton 47% tape, and you'll see he goes into plenty of detail in regards to his ideas on the Middle East. Mitt Romney, in this tape, explained how he feels that the Palestinians, not just a radical small group of them, but the Palestinians in general, are bent on the destruction of Israel, so they cannot be worked with, and there will never be a resolution. He implies you have to kick the can down the road and just do the best that you can and accept that, the turmoil will never be resolved. Now, I don't believe that's a good position for a commander-in-chief. However, he didn't double down or back or explain his strategy today. What he did was, knowing that the cameras were on and that everyone was going to see this, he does a complete 180 and talks, glowingly about the Palestinians and a hope for an economic or a democratic state and that they can live in harmony with Israel. And of course, that's what I want to hear. However, I don't believe it, because when he didn't know that we were a fly on the wall in Boca Raton, Florida, he spoke his true heart. And that causes me great concern. Now, Mitt Romney has been yielded a sword. Whenever he talks about Iran or Syria, he seems to be hinting toward, I'm willing to use military action where the president was weak. I don't know if we can afford starting a couple new wars right now. And he hasn't gone as far as to say that, but what he's doing, he's playing to the hard right of his party, and he wants to keep that, in the voters' mind, that he's willing to, strike, any time necessary and just circumvent diplomacy. I don't agree with that point of view, and in fact, I think it's dangerous and it's hypocritical. Why do I say hypocritical? Well, Mitt Romney, a guy who has no problem, from what he's saying, just sending our troops and starting a war with Iran, he didn't live that in his life. Senator McCain, he was a warrior, and so when he talks hawkish, there's something to it. Barack Obama, like Mitt Romney, didn't have experience, so it's natural that he's more of a diplomat. Now, if you look back at the Vietnam War, people protested that war. Mitt Romney is seen on tape with signs protesting the protesters, supporting the war, but yet he didn't go himself. If you believe in the war, you should fight it. Me personally, I don't believe that violence is really ever the answer. So that's my point of view. However, Mitt Romney, I don't see him sending any of his sons over to fight these wars. How about enlist and go over to Iraq or, Afghanistan? When I look at Prince Harry, who's got himself into a little bit of trouble lately, Prince Harry of England is royalty. He's set for life, but yet he still goes and flies a helicopter, for his country. When people are hawkish, they got to back it up. Mitt Romney has not shown me any kind of spine or backbone. He just is showing me that he's willing to pander to whoever or whatever room he's standing in front of.